Hello and welcome to the Indian Marketing Awards. Over the next half an hour, join us as we felicitate the best in the marketing fraternity and pick the brains of some of the finest minds in the business.
A very warm welcome one more time, ladies and gentlemen, to Exchange for Media Indian Marketing Awards. But evenings like these are definitely not possible without the support of our partners. So this edition of Indian Marketing Awards is presented by Hindustan Times, Delhi NCR's leading newspaper, and powered by Ant TV. We would also like to thank our associate partner, Lakshya Media Group, one of the largest out-of-home media company in India. NewsX, news not noise, our growth partner, Showwaves, delivering growth. Radio City partner, Radio City 91.1 FM, FM Boleto, Radio City. Knowledge partner, Traverse Research and Consulting. Broadcast partner, CNBC. Social media partner, Yours Socially. Live webcast partner, 24 Frames Digital, in association with Business World. It is my privilege to invite on stage Mr. Anurag Batra, the Editor-in-Chief and Chairman for the Exchange for Media Group. The Exchange for Media Group, of course, you all are familiar with. It is a one-stop platform for the business of news, media and advertising. All yours, Anurag.
It's my warm honor and privilege to welcome you to another edition of the Indian Marketing Awards. We started the Indian Marketing Awards in 2004. They've come a long way since then. I'm particularly happy that we have our keynote speaker for the evening, Mr. Anant Kripalu, who is a very busy man, runs a very big ship, and I was telling him there are a lot of people who would be here because of him, apart from the fact that they are winning awards, because they'd like to emulate his success in leading such a large organization. So really, we are honored and privileged to have you here. I'm also very happy that Mr. Rajiv Verma is there, who's the CEO of Hindustan Times. And I remember when he was joining Hindustan Times 11 years ago, he's brought stability to Hindustan Times. In the last 11 years, the profitability of Hindustan Times has tremendously gone up. He's launched new products. He's reached out to readers and advertisers in new territories. Somebody I look up to, I meet once in a while. I haven't met him. So I'm very happy that Mr. Verma is here. So I welcome all of you. Like all of you, I look forward to having an engaging evening, celebrating the winners. We at Exchange for Media are only custodians of the process. Hindustan Times is a partner. We had a jury that is a kind of a dream jury. When you'll see the jury AV and you'll see the involved process that the jury went through, you'll know that tonight's winners are genuinely inspiring and worthy of tonight's honor. So I look forward to an engaging evening, and I look forward to learning something new from Mr. Kripalu. With this, I welcome you to yet another edition of the Indian Marketing Awards. Thank you.
Welcomed our keynote speaker. Request Mr. Anant Kripalu to please come up on stage along with Mr. Rajiv Verma.
It's a pleasure to be here, Anurag and Exchange for Media. Thank you for inviting me to share some of my perspectives. This is the era of smart, right? And sadly, some of us never grew up in an environment that was so smart. This is the era of smart. Consumers will watch your ad if they want to watch your ad. It's not the other way around, like we started off saying. So the whole thing is about content and shareability. And brands are being built increasingly through content that does not do brand marketing in your face. Our classical advertising model used to be problem set up, bring in the brand, happy consumer in the end. Ad over. Right? And everyone's seen advertising of that kind. That's not the way it's happening anymore. Now, there are certain fundamentals about brand marketing that have not changed. One is to deeply understand your consumer and evolve your brand so that you stay one step in line with the consumer or even one step ahead of the consumer and connect deeply with your consumer. That fundamental has not changed. It's about how you do it that's changed. Using packs by seeing their eye movements, both what are positive eye movements and negative eye movements, or what they like and dislike. You can create a pack design, or at least decode a pack design that you put in front of them in terms of what they like or don't like. And finally, product. when they drink, before you drink, color, smell, aroma, after it's mixed, first sip, second sip, and thereafter. You can track this whole thing, which you could never do by asking them questions. And we actually revamped this brand, and I'm delighted to say that, it's really, really performing well. And I'm not sure we would ever got to this with this clarity and this confidence without the use of technology. So that's really what I wanted to share with you today. Some thoughts, some thought starters, some of the kinds of things that we're doing. But most importantly, how technology is disrupting our world as marketeers and as brand marketing companies, and opening up what I can only call as a whole new ball game. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Before it's time to honor the best marketing awards of the year, let's have a look on one-on-one session of Anand Kripalu, CEO, United Spirits, and Mr. Rajiv Verma, CEO, HD Media.
The one question I wanted to ask you, Anand, was that for someone who has been in traditional companies like Levers and Cadbury's and so on, now to end up in a company where your hands are tied, that out of the marketing mix, suddenly one of the action items is taken away and you are not allowed to market, you are not allowed to spend on marketing. What goes on in the head of a CEO? Do you feel guilty that you are selling something you should not be selling? Do you feel nervous at times that I'm doing something that might be not in the best interest of the society? So how do we deal with those dogmas?
So I think, first and foremost, I think we are proud of the fact that we are marketing alcohol products. And I really do believe that alcohol is not in the same ilk as products that where even one piece of consumption, e.g. in tobacco, right, is harmful. There's enough evidence to show that responsible drinking, occasional drinking is not bad for you for sure. I won't go to the extent of saying it's good for you, but certainly that it's not bad for you. So the world over, alcohol has never been controlled through prohibition. And there's enough data to show that actually prohibition not only increases consumption, increases irresponsible consumption, and gives rise to unsocial elements, bootlegging, spurious products, deaths, and so on and so forth. So there are huge ills of that. The only way to contain consumption of alcohol is education. So I actually sleep well with a good conscience. I don't feel I'm doing something that's wrong. If I did, I wouldn't have been here.
Anand, tell me a hypothetical question. What if tomorrow morning the regulators just wake up and they say, Anand, we love you, you do a great job, the bar is the best place to be, and they allow you to spend as much money as you want to on television, on social media, on hopefully newspapers. What do you think could be the size of your business? Would it grow exponentially from where it is? Or do you think it will not make a lot of difference to the size of your industry?
I think it will make a difference. The reality is, when you're pushed to a corner, you look for alternate means of what you can do to build a relationship with the consumer. However, and if it was done, I think the one thing that as an industry we have to do is to not irresponsibly use that opportunity. I think that's really, really important for us. Because otherwise, I think we will be misusing the opportunity that's given to us.
Thanks, Anand. Before I sign off, I have one last question to ask you. India is a very young country and we have a lot of youth. And when we started our career, Philip Kotler had glamorized the whole world of marketing. People like Alec Padamsee had made marketing and advertising world as the sexiest world to be in. And everyone wanted to be there. People used to aspire to become marketers, chief marketing officer, and eventually a path to becoming CEO in a company. But today's youth has options of becoming, they have plethora of options.
Earlier, it was what would you choose so that you could become successful. Success, when you grew up in a middle-class family where at the end of the month there was no money, success meant financial success. Today I will tell a young person who's looking for a career choice, first of all, I will never oversell marketing. Right? You got to make your own decision. I will tell them that you have to chase your dreams. Success will follow.
So keep walking. Thank you very much.
After an insightful session, let's see what Mr. Vineet Nair, former CEO, HCL Technologies, has to share with us on this glittering night of Indian Marketing Awards.
I truly believe that the old thought of marketing, or a surface level rub of marketing, is only going to make you obsolete and not relevant. In the period of first to about mid of 18th century, India and China contributed to about 60% of the global GDP. That came down to 10% when Industrial Revolution came in, with US and Europe taking the GDP up to 70%. So we saw the Industrial Revolution completely change it. With the Digital Revolution coming in, we are right at the beginning of the 20th century, and China and India are already up to 40%. And my prediction is that we are going to see the 60% pretty soon. How much of that will be India is a separate question. And there are three drivers for driving that GDP growth rate, which you as marketers should be very interested in. The first is the ambition in the emerging markets is significantly larger because they have achieved significantly smaller. The age factor is to our advantage, but the most important is that the legacy is not with us. So therefore, a lot of things are being completely created out of scratch, and we are not dependent on legacy. The second prediction is that the color of money is going to change. And what that means is that people are going to transact with people on buying, selling, giving loans, taking loans, and therefore the arbiters called banks' existence in the future is going to significantly come under pressure. I truly believe that with WhatsApp and Facebook coming in, that the money exchange will happen over messages and not through banks. And when communities come together and start lending and doing financial transactions with each other, the existence of banks will question, and therefore the question of marketing doesn't exist. The question of branding doesn't exist. The question of relevance will exist. So you remember magazines used to be very creative. Even today there are some very creative magazines. But however, when you see consumption of content, you see Vice coming up from nowhere, you see Verge coming from nowhere, and none of those are in India right now. The reason that is happening is predominantly because they are rendering content in a way which is very different. And therefore it's not the creativity of the content, but the content itself. And that we are going to see that we're going to move away from the creativity away to the idea. I think the marketing people will have to understand the definition of profits in the new paradigm. Where would the profits come in? Not where would the revenues come in, where would the profits come in? And unless there is a deep understanding within the marketing teams on how this would work, I don't think it's going to cut ice. Now, I know in a room full of marketing, and I am one of you, we are extremely optimistic. But trust me, I have seen this bends in industries many, many years. I've seen when Unix came to this country and disrupted the entire computing industry. I know how the global Indian IT industry disrupted the world, how Amazon disrupted some of the IT industries, how Facebook and Apple have disrupted a lot of big IBM and HP. I've seen a lot of these twists and turns. And in this twists and turns, a very large pool of people completely lose relevance. And I believe that marketing departments today are fast going to lose relevance unless they rethink, not at a superficial level, but at a deep intrinsic level on their relevance, and re-engineer themselves, rethink themselves, and reapply themselves to what they are great at, which is disruption, innovative disruption. Thank you so much.
Yes, we've had an overwhelming response this year. We've got close to 400 entries, and we had almost, I think, 60 unique brands that entered in this. We had a robust jury, like Anurag shared, and we're also going to be sharing the entire list of jury with you here tonight. And it was completely within their prerogative to award a particular campaign, a marketing strategy, or to completely scrap any particular. And I don't think they've scrapped many. I think they've scrapped just one particular category. Rest, they've been judicious in acknowledging the campaigns that have been entered. There are 14 categories that are being contested, and of course the Excellence Awards, which is Lifetime Achievement and the Marketer of the Year. I would want you to join me in my co-passenger's seat to figure out how and where and when we started with the Indian Marketing Awards this year. And of course join in all the exhilaration, in all the sweat, blood and toil that culminates tonight.
First category of the evening was brand activation. SAP India, SAP Innovation Express, designed by Watkansa, walked away with the gold. Bronze and silver were also handed out in this category. 2 bronze medals were bagged in the category brand extension. Procter & Gamble, #TouchThePickle, designed by Quasar Media Private Limited, was awarded gold for the category brand revitalization. Bronze and silver were also handed out in this category. SAP India, SAP Ace Awards, USIE, designed by Watkansa, bagged the silver as the highest medal in business-to-business marketing category. 2 bronze were also given to the achievers in this category. Initiative Media won for Ricket Benckiser, Dettol Banega Swachh India campaign under cause-related marketing. Bronze and silver were also handed out in this category. Procter & Gamble, #TouchThePickle, designed by Quasar Media Private Limited, walked away with the gold in Consumer Insight category. Jury also gave away a silver and a bronze in this category. Only medal given under the category Customer Relation Marketing was gold, which was bagged by Hindustan Unilever Consumer 360, a campaign designed by PhD India. The highest honor given in the category of digital marketing, social media, mobile marketing was silver, which was bagged by Razorfish. And 2 bronze were also handed out. E-commerce category saw 2 gold medal winners. Paytm by 197 Communications Limited, and How a Minu won the Advertisers World Cup by Policy Bazaar. 1 bronze was also handed out in this category. In Global Marketing category, Relationship Beyond the Contract by HCL Technologies won the Gold Award. A Silver Award was also handed out in this category. Taking the honor in the marketing communications was Viacom 18 Motion Pictures marketing campaign for Maji the Mountain Man with a gold medal. Jury also gave away a silver and a bronze in this category. The highest honor given in the marketing on a small budget was the campaign Adidas #Sacred Ground, designed by Dentsu Web Chutney. A silver and a bronze were also given in this category. In the category of new brand, product or service launch, Usha Infinity Cook Halogen Oven Oil, designed by Initiative Media, won silver as the highest medal. A bronze was also handed out. The category not-for-profit marketing didn't see any medals. And Mr. Gaurav Mehta, CMO South Asia OLX, was honored with the Marketeer of the Year award.
Thanks. This is very big. In fact, when I was just walking through the stage to collect my award, it was almost like symbolic of the journey that entire OLX marketing team has been on. There are a few obstacles on the course, but there are quite a lot of helpful people also led me through. The challenge that we face is quite daunting. The cultural codes that are in the society are so hard to dislodge that what we have to do is really go over and above what we normally would do. And that's why maybe audience appreciates what we do. The second thing is absolutely applauding the jury, IMA and Exchange for Media for giving us this award. It would have been quite easy to give it to one of the more traditional companies. I think that would have been the safer options. But for you guys to take a bet on OLX, I think it's a huge round of applause for you also.
Exchange for Media is privileged to give Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. R.S. Agarwal, Founder and Executive Chairman, Imami Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel honored to accept this award on behalf of our chairman, Sri R.S. Agarwal ji. I would like to take this opportunity to read out Sri R.S. Agarwal ji's message in acceptance of this recognition. I feel immensely honored to get this coveted recognition of Lifetime Achievement Award at this distinguished forum. I am humbled that the eminent jury of this award has chosen me for this honor. Thank you all once again. My best wishes to Indian Marketing Awards and Exchange for Media.
I can tell you that I now work at Business World. I work with a set of great people in the 8 teams in Business World. But I can tell you that I miss my days at Exchange for Media. It is the best team that I've worked with, the best team that puts together the best events. So Suparna and your team, please give them a big round of applause. They really do a great job putting such evenings together. Managing the jury, managing the speakers, managing the audience, managing the sponsors, managing internal stakeholders, and being very high in integrity. I can tell you our awards are high integrity. Everything else is secondary. Can we do them better? Yes. Can we add on new categories, so on and so forth. But I think when Suparna and her team work at the awards, we know that the highest levels of integrity and detailing would be maintained.
With 34 awards being given away and the best in the marketing being honored, this edition of Indian Marketing Awards is due to close for celebration.